Well, hello everybody. We're going to be making this cute little ladybug. And I went down to the local river here in the Boise Valley and found a river stone that I was happy with. It took me a little while to find one this round, but you can do it. And I'm just marking out the body right now, where the wings are going to go, and the head, trying to copy the picture best I can. We're using SculptCrete, my regular SculptCrete for this project, as it sticks well to other substrates, and it doesn't shrink much. So 3 parts SculptCrete to 1 part water here, and then once we get it somewhat mixed up, we'll put it on plastic and mix it up, or knead it to like dough. Now you'll notice that I'm using a little spray bottle to add water, just mixing it until I get it to the clay consistency that I want. That works best for using to sculpt with. And you can also use plastic gloves to mix it some more in your hands. Anytime you're going to be using SculptCrete with your hands, with a longer exposure, it can dry your hands and even burn skin, as it is a cement product. Then I rolled it out, and we're just going to lay this right on top of the rock and then press it into that rough surface that the rock has there. And the rougher the surface, the better that the SculptCrete will stick to it. So, and then we're just cutting around those lines that we made, it drew on previously, and adding some SculptCrete where we need to get to the lines and in the other areas that it didn't reach. So this is a little spatula or frosting putty knife, I guess. I don't know exactly what they call them. Let us know in the description box below if you know what it's called. But I use it a lot and really like it. It works well with the SculptCrete for smoothing the surface. I'm just coming back and pressing the SculptCrete into the line that I drew on with this little sculpting tool. And you can find these at Hobby Lobby or other art type supplies, or even on Amazon. Maybe I'll leave a link in the description for some good sculpting tools. Then you can come back with a brush and smooth it up. I'm just adding the wing lines here. That same, again, I'm using that same frosting knife to get a nice defined line, and then smoothing it with the water. Okay, now it's time to make the eyeballs. I'm just taking a little bit of SculptCrete and rolling it in my hands, making a little ball, and then that can be pressed on to get our round eye. This works really well. And of course the second eyeball here. We'll press it into those divots in the rock so that it sticks well, and then we'll come back over with a brush and water and smooth them out. You can overwork SculptCrete. It'll actually it'll kind of muddy up the surface a bit, so you don't want to overwork it too much with the water, but it will smooth it nicely. I used a drinking straw to make those little dots on the eye, and then after, this is actually the next day, I believe, just coming back with a sanding sponge and cleaning up the edges and getting the brush marks sanded off. So it'll sand a little bit to make it a little bit smoother. Now we're just coming back and painting it. And I use acrylics, or what I prefer to use. You can use like a concrete stain, would be a really good thing to use, especially if it's going to be outdoors. It'll last a little bit longer as acrylic can break down outdoors easier than your stains or other type surface paint. And with the acrylics, you do have to go over the project a couple times to get the color, or to get the color to cover well. And this is a different shade of red. I just wanted a brighter shade of red on my particular ladybug. So now we're painting the eyes with the white. And again, it's going to take you a couple coats to get it painted and get all of the paint to cover well. You'll notice that I painted the eye dots too. I found that it was too hard to try to paint around them, so now I'm come back over with the black and just painting those in is way easier than trying to not paint them. I think if you just have patience while painting, it's kind of like coloring within the lines in your coloring books growing up. It just takes a little practice to cut really nice lines. And we're painting the dots now, and you'll notice there's some pencil marks on the red. That was just to figure out where I wanted the dots, and I drew them on and then came back after to paint the dots. So pretty easy. So once you get your dots all painted on and you're happy with the end result, we're going to put a clear coat, and this is a indoor-outdoor clear coat. I'll have a link in the description box below. Great product. Also one of my products. We're just going to paint that on the whole thing. And then I have another product that I'm trying on this project. It's this Solar Ease clear coat. It's a resin-based clear coat that cures with UV light, and I'm painting it on the wings to give me a really bright, almost like a glaze, and then we're just going to set it right out in the sun to cure. I use the UV, a little black light, to try to cure it, and I found that it kind of left it sticky, so you set it out in the sun for 10-15 minutes and it turns rock hard. And there it is, our ladybug's made out of river rocks. I made one previously as a trial run to see how it would go, and then made the one for you guys to see. And I think they're super cute and super easy project. Doesn't take much of the SculptCrete, so you could make a ton of different things, other bugs as well. And I hope you liked the video. Please subscribe and share, and we'll see you in the next video.